This video will cover moderate level questions regarding the topic of limit at infinity with a square root. Before we begin, I want to cover the definition of the absolute value of x. If x is greater than or equal to 0, the absolute value of x is x. If x is less than 0, it is minus x. Please remember that if x is negative, then minus x is positive. For example, the absolute value of 3 equals 3. The absolute value of 0 equals 0. The absolute value of minus 3 equals 3. The square root of 3 squared is 3. Square root of 0 squared equals 0. Square root of minus 3 squared is 3. Think about it this way. If x is positive, causing x approach infinity, then square root of x squared is x. Here, if we switch side to focus on x, then x equals square root of x squared. Creating the reciprocal form, the 1 over x equals square root of 1 over x squared, or here. If x is negative, causing x approaches minus infinity, then square root of x squared is minus x. If we switch side to focus on x, then x equals minus square root of x squared, creating the reciprocal form 1 over x equals minus square root of 1 over x squared equals minus 1 over square root of x squared. To summarize, as x approaches infinity, that means x is positive. So x is square root of x squared, which can be rewritten as 1 over x equal 1 over square root of x squared. Then if x approaches minus infinity, if x is less than 0, x equals minus square root of x squared from here or here, then which can be rewritten as this. So please remember this one. This question shows an infinity over infinity form. What is the highest power of x in the denominator? Is x. Divide the numerator and denominator by x. And then simplify. The first one minus second one from the definition at the beginning of this video. Since x is approaching minus infinity, x equals minus square root of x squared. Therefore, when 1 over x is created as a square root, it becomes minus square root of 1 over x squared. So please remember these two are the same. Now we will multiply this one. These two are the same. Three minus 2 over x over. Now we will multiply these two, but remember that the minus sign is present. Minus square root of, expand, make 1 plus this one is 1 over x squared. Put minus infinity into x, 3 minus 2 over minus infinity over and then 3 plus 0 over minus square root of 1 plus 1 over infinity squared is also 0. So minus 3 over 1, which is minus 3. That is answer. This is question 2. This also shows at infinity over infinity form. Like question 1, the highest power of x in the denominator is x. We will divide each side by x, like so. Expand. This is 1 over. You should now understand that 1 over x is the same as 1 over minus 1 over square root of x squared. And then expand 1 minus 2x over x squared, which is 2 over x. And then put minus infinity into x. One plus 2 over infinity, which is 0. So 1 over minus square root of 1 equal minus 1. The final answer is minus 1. This is the next question. It shows at infinity over infinity form as x approaches minus infinity. So what is the highest power of x in the denominator? It is x squared. Let's divide. We multiply each side by 1 over x squared here. And then expand. The first one minus second one over, remember how 1 over x equal minus 1 over square root of x squared? If we were to square each side, the negative sign turned into a positive. So we got 1 over x squared equals 1 over square root of x to the power of 4. In this question, x approaches minus infinity. Therefore, there is no negative sign outside of the square root. So this one is the same as this one. And then simplify. This is 1 minus 2 over x over, there's no minus, just expand, 1 plus 3 over x cubed. Then minus infinity here, so put minus infinity into x. So 1 plus 0 over square root of 1 minus 3 over infinity. So 1 over 1 minus 0, which is 1. That is the answer. This is the next question. It is similar to question 2. Let's solve it together. This is infinity over infinity form. Divide each side with the highest power of x in the denominator, which is x. And then expand. Over the first one minus second one. And then simplify. This is 2 plus 1 over x. In this question, this 1 over x is the same as minus 1 over square root of x squared. So I want to change this form. Same. Minus 3. Minus is still here. And expand. This is 1 plus 1 over x squared minus 3. Then put minus infinity into x. 2 plus 1 over infinity over minus square root of 1 plus 1 over infinity minus 3. So 2 plus 0 minus square root of 1 plus 0 minus 3 is 2 over minus 1 minus 3. So minus 2 over 4, which is 1 over 2. So the final answer is minus 1 over 2. Here is question 5. In this question, we need to multiply with a conjugate number to create a fraction. Create a fraction by putting the original question over 1. Multiply by its conjugate, 2x minus square root of 5x over same thing, expand the numerator is the a plus b, a minus b form. So it's a squared minus b squared over same thing the numerator part is then simplify, it's 4x squared minus 4x squared plus 5x, and then expand, simplify. So here minus 5x, and then denominator is the same. Now you have this In the infinity over infinity form, as limit x approaches minus infinity, it means that x is less than 0. So let's divide by the highest power of x in the denominator. Times 1 over x. Same thing. Expand. The first one. The second one. So this is minus 5 over, this is 2, minus the 1 over x. Do you remember? 1 over x is the same as minus 1 over square root of x squared. Then same thing. This is minus 5, 2, then plus square root of, expand here. This one is 4, plus this one is 5 over x. Then put minus infinity into x. Minus 5 over 2 plus square root of 4 plus 0. So minus 5 over 2 plus square root of 4 is 2. Then the final answer is minus 5 over 4. This is the last question. I hope you are more confident now. Let's solve it together. Create a fraction over 1 and multiply its conjugate, which is 3x squared plus square root of 9x to the power of 4 minus 4x squared over, same thing, expand the numerator, a minus b, a plus b form, a squared minus b squared over, same thing, and then expand. This one is 9x to the power of 4 minus 9x to the power of 4 minus 4x squared over, so these two are cancelled and plus 4x squared is left over. And we get the infinity over infinity form. So divide each side with the highest power of x in the denominator, which is x squared. And then simplify. The first one is 4x squared over x squared over the second one, the 3x squared over x squared plus this one, same, And this is 4, 3, and this one. Do you remember when x approaches minus infinity? 1 over x is the same as minus 1 over square root of x squared. Then square each side. The left side is 1 over x squared. The right side is 1 over square root of x to the power of 4. So this one can be written like this. This is 4, 3, and expand. This one is 9 minus 4 over x squared. Now put minus infinity into x. Like this. And 4 over 3 plus square root of 9 minus 0. So 4 over 3 plus square root of 9, which is 3. So final answer is 2/3. I hope this video has been helpful. You can check out the previous lesson in the description bar. If you have any questions, please leave them in a comment. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more.